strong.
Hi, and welcome to Funny Minds. I'm your host, Lynn B., and I have my co-host with me.
Edward Biss. Hello, hello.
And we have a really great guy on today from across the pond. Well, originally he was across from the pond, and which is England. Of course, we all know that. Now he's in the Czech Republic. He's a voiceover artist, and he's a former musician, which we really need to get into here, Richard. So welcome on our show today, Richard Savage. Hello, Richard.
Hello, thank you for having me.
What's going on, Richard?
I love your headphones. I love the design on the top of them. They're really cool looking.
Yeah, that's like that because with the shaved head, it sort of rubbed off all the leatherette on the strap band.
Oh.
So there's a really cool company that makes like bands and the headphone covers and things. So I had to get a new cover for it. But it's cool. Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
There you go. Invent something for bald people.
Yeah, to stop them destroying their headphones.
Yeah. Skull protector.
Don't destroy your headphones. Buy from us.
This
I
time next
love
year I'll
your
be a
voice,
millionaire.
Richard. I love your voice. You're a great voiceover artist because your voice is really incredibly wonderful.
It's very kind.
Yeah, but you called him a former musician. I don't think you're ever a former musician. I think you're just a musician.
I'll take that back. A musician.
I am. I'm still a musician, Lynn. Yes, I am.
In a former time. Okay.
Can't shake the bug.
You can't take the music out of the person. It's just not going to happen. And you were a lead guitarist and a singer?
Yes.
Okay. Who moved the ground? Well, we know you took a lot of drugs back then if you named yourself that. I mean, come on, really? Like, who moved the ground? Who came up with that name, Richard?
It was our drummer at the time. It's the title of a chapter from a book called Weave World by Clive Barker.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe I can still remember that after.
After all the drugs you took, right?
No, there were no drugs.
No.
Okay.
Just lots of punk rock.
Yes.
See, I told you he was a punk rocker, Ed.
I was. I had a red Mohican.
Oh,
Nice.
my God. I'm trying to picture this. Do you have a hat with a red Mohican on it? He does. He has hat Wednesdays on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. Some of the hats that he puts on. You should. Do you have a red Mohican?
I do not. No. Maybe I should make one.
Oh, everybody out there who's listening, you got to get Richard a red Mohican hat. I mean, that would be absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
If I do this, I can.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Somewhere close. No, I can't see anything.
Richard, how did you wind up over in the Czech Republic?
Long story short, I got a job as a teacher. I was an English teacher.
Okay.
And I went over. First of all, it was just the idea was go for a year, new place, new culture, new job. And I loved it over here so much that I stayed. And that was in 2002. So that was 23 years ago.
Wow.
That I first came here.
So you really loved it.
Yeah. And now I'm married. My wife is Czech. We have two lovely girls. And
that's fantastic.
The house and the car and the cats and the guinea pig.
Oh, wait, you got it.
And the guinea pig. The whole 9 yards. My ex-husband was Czechoslovakian and Slovakian or something. There's a town named after him. I mean, I saw the whole video and the whole 9 yards from one of the cousins, and it's really very interesting. And when the aunts were all around, they'd all speak and whatever, and you couldn't understand anything they were saying.
Sign language? Is that sign language?
Yeah.
Or is that a sock puppet?
Yep.
Yeah, they all speak in sock puppet.
They must have sock puppet.
Hi, how are you? I'm fine. I'm good. Don't talk to me.
Stop talking to me like that.
I know, it was like really amazing.
Now, you want a funny story, Richard? When I first moved down here to Florida, when I first got married, I've been married 25 years now, but when I first met my wife and I moved down here and she would give me shit, I swear to Christ, I made a sock puppet and I called it Yap in Mouth. And I drew eyes. I drew eyes on it and lips and everything. And if she busted my chops, I'd bust it out like yap, 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 yap.
Oh dear.
Oh, she got pissed. She was
I
so
bet
pissed.
she loved that.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's a couple of additional therapy sessions you get right through it.
You're right. So let's talk about your music first before we talk about the voiceover, because I really want to know more about, what got you into music and, how long you were in it. And
music has been in my life since as long as I can remember. When I was at school, I was a clarinet player and a pianist, and I played in the school orchestra. And when I was 14, 15, I discovered the guitar. I taught myself how to play guitar. And then
self-taught.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the only guitar lessons I could get was classical, and I didn't want to play classical. I wanted to play rock and roll and punk rock.
Yeah.
So I taught myself classical on one of my dad's old guitars. My dad was a guitarist as well. And then when I was in college, we started a band, and we sort of carried on being in a band. We were in a band for 7 years. In 7 years, we played 555 concerts.
Wow.
Nice.
All over the UK, all over Europe. We toured around Europe 3 times. We made some records, like real records, vinyl, 7-inch singles and CDs.
Oh, yeah.
And things. But we never hit the big time.
Okay.
But it was fantastic while it lasted.
Sure.
I don't think we hit it big because we had a stupid name, as you said, Lynn.
Who moved the ground?
Who moves the ground? With a different name, who knows what could have happened?
Yeah, I mean, if you would have did something like, I don't know, like Nirvana. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
I mean, when it comes down to it, every band name is stupid when it comes down to it, isn't it, really?
Oh, tell me about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you grew up in the UK, correct?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I'm from the southeast of England.
Okay.
I grew up.
So you're not one of those crazy sheep chasing Welshmen, are you?
No. I'm not. No, but I do have Irish blood in me somewhere.
There you go.
Oh, now you're talking.
Wait a minute! Don't blame it on the Irish. Irish! Don't blame it on that.
Well, I would have to think, Richard. I mean, you played clarinet, you played piano, so it wasn't really that big of a stretch for you to pick up the guitar.
No.
Seeing that you really had some familiarity with notes, structures, all that good
Absolutely,
stuff.
yeah. I studied.
And then if you're going to go
theory
punk rock, bar chords all the way.
Oh, no, not just bar chords. There are
maybe
other chords.
Maybe throw in a minor here and there.
Other chords are available.
You're near Sam Goodies.
Yeah,
Who were some of your
it wasn't like
biggest
straight down the
influences?
line punk. Sorry?
Who were some of your biggest influences in the music industry?
Oh,
Sex Pistols.
not really, no.
No?
The Pixies. Pixies was probably
Pixies.
one of my biggest influences, especially when it comes to songwriting, the light and dark and the dynamics in songs and this kind of thing. I'd never heard that before. But also a lot of electronic music.
Sure.
I liked a lot of goth and punk and
Okay.
Sisters of Mercy and Fields of the Nephilim and things like this. But also, I liked dance music as well. I have a very, very eclectic taste in music. I like classical music. So kind of a little bit of everything. But there was also a lot of folk in there as well.
Okay.
Everything across the board except pop. I'm not a big fan of pop music. But pop music in the 80s was better anyway. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I agree with you. But I'm trying to picture you as a goth. I'm trying to picture your whole face like done up like goth, like the whole scenario.
I never did the makeup. I never did
okay.
the makeup.
You
I
can
just
get
wore
into that.
I wore a lot of black.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
About as goth as I got, really.
No black nails or no.
No.
No. Okay. Okay. All right. You liked it, but you didn't do it.
Yeah.
So do you still see your friends? Do you still, hang out or strum or whatever?
We're still in contact via Facebook, and other social media platforms.
Right.
But I mean, for example, when it was lockdown in 2020 during the pandemic, I did a series of online concerts
Oh,
from here,
Okay.
from my little booth.
yes.
And like I had like friends from England and all over the place joining in and saying, "Oh, can you play this and play that?" And I actually did one session where I played a whole set of Who Moved the Ground songs. So
That's fantastic, and that was obviously when everybody was going through that. You know, I've seen quite a bit of that, which was a natural go-to for a lot of folks to get, keep some type of interaction and
you want to
going,
keep in touch with
sense
people,
of normalcy.
Yeah.
Especially
But,
for people like with the live music scene, it was just like
Sure.
completely dead.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
at least
yeah,
you
it
had
just killed
that
them.
option,
Yeah.
to save your mind a little bit. But yeah, obviously, you being in the Czech Republic, you're not really around them anymore. It ever been discussed about you doing something with some cats out there where you're at?
I was in a band here for a long time, over 10 years, I think.
Oh, okay.
But we were just sort of friends dabbling around in the garage.
Just having fun.
Sorry, the garage.
The garage.
The
I like the garage better.
Yeah, we were a garage band. We did a few gigs, and it was just sort of fun, really. But that, again, lockdown, the pandemic killed that. So
yeah.
It just sort of fell apart.
I found myself in that same boat, doing it full time, touring, and then that shut it all down. And that was
2020. Everything.
Thank God it's in the past.
Pretty horrific time. But what was bad for some things became very good for other people. During the pandemic, where a lot of people, developed businesses online and stuff like that. So, there's pros and cons of everything. I mean, I worked from home. I had a remote entry, so it didn't. The biggest thing for me was trying to get groceries delivered, type of thing. But other people suffered.
I thought that's when you started to stalk and kill your own dinner.
Yeah, I went outside.
Didn't you go full on cave woman?
We did, yeah.
And my spear.
Call the cops. There's a lady with purple hair chasing deer around the backyard with a hatchet.
Oh God! Yeah, mommy dearest with a hanger.
Dinner.
Get over here! Get that pot.
You're right. I'm cooking you tonight. Oh no, it was a crazy time. I wouldn't want to go back to it again. Let's put it that way.
No.
But
that was when I started doing this as well.
You ever make your way over to New York City?
Sorry?
Excuse me?
You ever make your way over to New York City? You ever been over to New York?
No.
Have you been to America?
I have been to America. I've been there, so I don't need to go back. No, I'm joking. Actually, I was over there just for 10 days in 2009 in Tennessee. I went to Dollywood.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you go to Nashville?
I didn't know. What happened was I was teaching at the local conservatory, and there was a brass band who were playing at a music festival at Dollywood. They were there for a month. And for the last 10 days, their teacher who was supervising them had to return to the Czech Republic because he was in the Czech Philharmonic Orchestra. So I went over there and supervised the kids for the last 10 days. So I spent 10 days in Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That was an experience.
Wow. Oh my
That's
God!
like a big old welcome to America. You go right to Tennessee.
It was crazy because my first reaction when I thought I'm going to Tennessee was I'm going to drink Jack Daniels in Tennessee. I'm going to find a bar. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to drink a glass of Jack Daniels in Tennessee. And Pigeon Forge is in a dry county.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of dry counties in Tennessee.
You can buy beer.
It's made in Lynchburg, I believe. In Lynchburg, it's actually a dry county.
Yeah. That's true. I know.
It's crazy.
It is. It's amazing.
I'm in Tennessee and I can't drink Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah.
That's like going to Ireland and not being able to get a Guinness. It
Yeah.
doesn't make
That's
sense.
true. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're
No
right.
sense.
That's
You're
what it
right.
felt like. Yeah. So we had
So yeah,
drinking
so
Bud
then you
Light in a
came,
motel.
you went to the Czech and you found your voice and in a different way. And it's such a melodic voice, it's really very, very cool. I love the English people. I love the English humor, but your grammar is just so different, and it's just really easy to listen to. It's very
Thank you.
enjoyable. Yeah,
Well,
no.
I was an English teacher, or still am, part-time now, but for over 20 years. So I think that helped a lot with with the grammar.
Yeah, I would guess so. I would think so. And have you been able to succeed in your voiceover career?
It's a struggle. It's always a struggle. I think anybody in voiceover will tell you it's always
Mm-hmm.
a hard graft to get the work. But yeah, I've been successful enough to get by so far.
Okay, that's good.
Consistent. Is there any area of voiceover that you specialize in, or are you kind of
I
across the
do
board?
mainly corporate narration. So like for local companies doing promo videos and this kind of thing, and audio guides as well for tourist destinations. So I really enjoy doing the audio guides and the corporate. But recently I got the chance to do some gaming work.
Okay.
That was incredible.
That must have been a lot of fun for you.
It was a lot of fun.
It was different and fun.
Yeah.
And doesn't he sound like, I don't watch the show, The Simpsons, the little baby, doesn't he sound like that little baby?
You're thinking of Family Guy. You're thinking of Stewie.
Oh, is it Family Guy? Oh,
That's
Stewie.
Stuart.
Yeah. I don't watch
yes,
those.
Stewie. He talks like that. He's very posh with his English accent.
Yes, he is.
He is the greatest. He is one of the greatest characters ever. This is not just his voice and his accent, but his overall attitude is just the finest.
So have you ever been approached to like do voiceover for any type of a cartoon character or anything like that?
I've done a little bit of animation.
Okay.
But it's something that I would like to do more of because it's just more fun.
Yeah. I could imagine so.
Yeah.
I think even going as far as not just doing the voice, but maybe just you being part of the creative process, maybe developing.
Being your English teacher,
storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
And are you finding that you're gaining any luck on LinkedIn with all, there's an awful lot of people on LinkedIn that
there's an awful lot of people on LinkedIn.
Yes.
But the thing I like about LinkedIn is that it's not full of fluff like the other social media platforms are.
Right.
It is a professional platform. And if people start getting too political or, posting pictures of their cats and dogs, then people actually tell them, stop doing that. This is LinkedIn.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm purpose on LinkedIn is to make connections with people.
Exactly.
And to build relationships with people. I don't just want to go and say, hi, give me a job, because that's just a load of rubbish. But I want to, and I am slowly building relationships with people, I hope. And if that leads to work, fair enough. But it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's great to meet people.
Absolutely. I mean, the networking aspect is there, and I really do like the way that they kind of police it and keep it professional.
Yeah.
At least when you go on there, that anybody that you come across is really kind of no nonsense. Everybody's doing their own thing, but it's all focused solely on professionalism.
Absolutely. No, they know I'm a bad girl. They know I'm naughty.
Yeah, you have purple hair. I mean, that gives it away right away. The purple missile.
Oh God, it's Lynn. What is she going to say today? I've got producers and directors, and they just wait for my comments on things.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Really, I mean, like you've got, the world revolves around laughter. You have to have laughter. You have to have humor in your life, and if you can't have humor in your life, boy, you're a really sad person. But and that's what I do. I go on there and I put in little tidbits of things, and And
So
I've met
are you doing like online stand up behind my back?
exactly. No, I have so much fun with the people that I've met on LinkedIn. I really, really do. Out of all my social media, I think I love LinkedIn the best. I really
Oh
do. I
yeah.
love the people on there. I
Yeah.
love what they post. I love seeing behind the scenes of how they're making different pictures and stuff. I think that's wonderful to, look at all of that and see how they do things. It's very informative. It's very, a lot of the people are very intellectual. They have a lot of good things to say about Hollywood and about how things are being made and how they're doing things and what's going on behind the scenes. I really love it. I do love out of all of my social media, I think that's the one media that I love the best.
Yeah, I've always said that if I had to choose one social media platform that I would use only that and nothing else, hands down, it would be LinkedIn.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I would quite happily lose the rest.
Yes, I agree with you. I
Without
agree
doubt, you're not
because
going to be losing that much,
you
except the anxiety and a headache and everything else.
Yeah.
But so you have a family, you have a wife, and you have some children. You
Yeah.
said you had two daughters.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
How old are they still on the younger side, or
The youngest is 12, eldest is nearly 15.
12 and 15?
okay?
So you still have your work cut out for you.
Oh yeah, it's
Because
hectic all day,
they're
every
getting to
day.
that age now where they're
You
giving
got
you
to
that
keep your
look.
sanity.
They're giving you that look like you're not that
Yeah.
cool, Dad.
Yeah.
You think you're cool, but you're not that cool, man.
Oh
Now
no,
go buy
I
me
am
a
the cool
BMW.
dad. I am the cool dad.
Yes, he's a cool dad. I can see
Yeah.
he's a
No,
cool
of course he
dad.
is, but that's
In my
especially with
mind,
girls.
anyway.
12 and 15 is when it starts to get a little tricky.
It's a tough age. I don't know. My daughters
Yeah.
went through it okay. I think they only had one fight, and I came out with, a referee's whistle and I said, okay, both go to your corners. And when I blow the whistle, come out fighting. And they just stood there and started laughing at me so hard that they forgot about what they were fighting about. And that was the end of it. So, that was, I couldn't think of anything else to do because I really didn't want them to get into.
I know.
Did they
Our
take
kids are great.
that at all with music? Did they take after you at all with music? Are they involved?
Yeah. The eldest has taught herself piano.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
They both had piano lessons at school, but again, like me, they don't like being told what to do. It's like, well, do I have to play that? Can't I play this? And so they sort of dropped it for a while. So she didn't play for a couple of years, but then in the last year or so, she's started doing it. We have a digital piano at home in the living room, and she sits down and she literally is teaching herself to play, and she's incredible.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's great.
Hey, the most important part is the ear, and
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
one day you're going to come home and you're going to hear her playing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, hopefully,
And that's
yeah.
you're going to be like, yes.
Oh, and she also taught herself guitar and banjo as well. So
Oh, that's
banjo?
great. That's
Wow.
great.
she saved up her
Wow.
money and bought herself a banjo.
That's pretty damn cool. I mean, because as a musician, I don't think I know a banjo player.
No, to be honest with you, no, I've seen them, but I don't know them.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I
like, it's
mean?
like Bigfoot, like there's been
Yeah.
sightings. I've never actually met a banjo player.
You often hear of them, you very rarely see them.
Yeah, exactly.
No, if anything, you'll bump into one in Tennessee.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Well, no,
probably
you probably do.
contain all of them.
No, there's probably a lot of banjo players in Tennessee. Let's face it. There's a lot of
Walk around
deliverance
Pigeon
down
Forge,
there
there's a
too.
banjo on every corner. It's
Exactly.
Oh, at least. Go to Georgia. It's made out of banjos.
yeah.
Well, yeah, banjos and Baptist chairs. There's one on every corner. But no, I like banjo music though.
It's very
If it's
cool.
played
And
well.
it's yeah.
Bluegrass. You hear bluegrass players. I
Yeah.
mean, they're like insanely unique. Bluegrass is incredibly unique.
It
The
is.
finger picking
And
techniques.
Southern rock. This is banjos and Southern rock. I mean, like Steve Martin played the banjo.
Yeah.
Steve Martin did play
with
Yes.
Kermit
banjo.
Frog. Yeah.
And
Yes. It's not
oh my
easy being
God.
green.
And oh God, the name just went out of my head. I'm
But he
trying
not
to
only
think.
played banjo, he played banjo with an arrow through his head.
Yeah, that's true.
True that, yeah. But it's incredibly loud.
Charlie Daniels had banjos.
Yeah.
Charlie Daniels.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Yeah. Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yes.
That's an awesome song, that is.
It is a great song.
It is. So where do you find yourself today? Aside from where I found you on LinkedIn, where do you like what do you have in the pot? What are you stirring up?
What are you cooking, mate?
Yeah.
What am I cooking? Cooking up a lovely stew. Well, at the moment, my eldest daughter is into Will Wood, the musician.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Will Wood has a huge cult following. And I looked at some of his lyrics, and his music is extremely eclectic, and the lyrics are very strange. There's this voiceover exercise that I've seen many people do. I've done it myself, where you choose a text and then you choose a random style and you read that text in the style. So you just choose a random style, find a text, and you read a text. The text doesn't fit the style and the style doesn't fit the text, but you make it fit.
Okay.
And so I've started doing videos on TikTok, of all places, where I'm reading lyrics, Will Wood song lyrics, in different styles.
Wow.
And it's
Super
something which I've discovered I think I'm pretty good at. People seem to like it. And it's a fantastic exercise for voiceover, for trying different styles, being different people, getting into different personas. And this is something that I really enjoy doing.
What's the response been like?
It's been pretty good. Apparently, Will Wood has a fanatical following on TikTok. And it's quite a young following, I think, mostly kids. But the videos are getting upwards over 20,000 views.
That's great. That's incredible.
It's just mad.
And is it okay? Did you have to get his permission to use his lyrics this way or no?
I haven't got permission to use any lyrics, no.
Yeah, but I think if you're just reading them, I don't think that's really a violation. It's not like he's turning around and reselling or trying to market.
No. You're not putting it to
It's purely
music,
for
right?
demonstration purposes.
Okay.
And it comes under fair use, I think. But also, Will Wood himself is notoriously out of the limelight. He's a very difficult person. He's not on any social media. No one can get hold of him. No one knows anything about him. No one even knows his real name. So
he's a man of mystery.
He's a man of mystery, but an incredible musician.
That's great.
I don't know him. Now I have to look him up because I really don't know him.
I don't think you're his demographic.
No, I would have to look, see what I could find out about him. Like, where is he from? Is he from the Czech Republic? Is he from
No, he's American. He's an American.
Oh, he's American. Have you heard of him, Eddie?
No.
Okay.
It's very
Again, I'm not his demographic
kind
either.
Of vaudeville kind of feel. But
I'd love to check him out, though.
Yeah, I'd like to just
crazy stuff.
I'd like to check out. I'm sure there's got to be music online.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you just go on YouTube.
I'd like to see what his music is like. Just to check it out and see what all the kids are like raving about. Why they're all.
You're just a dirty old lady. You just want to see if he's hot.
I know.
You just want to check him out.
I can't help it. It was inbred. Yeah. What can I tell you?
Rich is like, no, he's hot.
Straight up, he's hot. Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. So, and I haven't been on TikTok in the past couple of days. I mean, I did follow you, and then I was involved in so many other things. I haven't gotten back to it, so I'll have to take a look. Yeah. I really have to check that out. Yeah, this is very interesting. Okay.
So, I've started doing that, and I'm in the process now of creating new demos for myself for characters for gaming because for animation. It's something that I want to do more of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've created some original characters, in the process of creating some scripts and some crazy voices for them.
And what kind of gaming? Like, is it like I'm not a big gamer, so my kids are, but I'm not at all. Is it like a Mario type of thing? Like, is it racing and that type of thing? I'm not.
Well, the game I've done was, you may know it, I don't know. It's called Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl, and it's a survival game.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And it was like one of the most anticipated games of the last 10 years or so. Massive game. And I went to their studios are in Prague. It's a Ukrainian company.
Oh, wow.
And when Russia invaded Ukraine, they shipped the whole company to Prague. And they carried on creating the game. And it's a fantastic story about just them creating the game.
Yeah,
But
yeah. There's a lot that goes on with that. There's a lot of dialogue that there's so many platforms now that these games are on, not just PC or PlayStation or Xbox, all that. They have many platforms and VR, but there's a lot of dialogue that goes into these games. There's lots of levels. There's just so much more that's put into this than just old school games these days. So there's storyline.
I know there's a lot of levels.
Yeah, there's storylines. There's characters. So
I mean, with Stalker 2, there are no levels. It's just an open world game. You can go where you want and do what you like, and you follow storyline here, there, and everywhere. And I went into their studios in Prague. I did 5 or 6 sessions for them, and I did some main characters, and I did some bit parts, some different characters and noises and creatures and things, and the whole time
that's got to be a lot of fun, though. That's got to be a lot of fun. That's like like creativity overdose. I mean, that's fantastic.
I mean,
awesome.
When I was young, it was Space Invaders. I was like, the queen of Space Invaders, type of thing. But my grandsons play all kinds of stuff, and they're into Mario. So I mean, I laugh my ass off. But with the crazy things and the characters, and it started out with a handful, and now they're, oh my God, what is it, like 50 different characters, or and it's crazy.
And they all need voices.
Yes, they all need voices, and it's amazing. It is amazing.
And Prague is a beautiful city.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yes.
I mean, I'm so jealous that you can go to Prague and do voiceover. I would never leave. You got bit by the bug, my friend. You got the bug now.
Yeah.
So are they going to have you come back to do more?
I don't know. The game has been released now. If they need more voices, or they do extra DLCs or something, then I'll be more than happy to go back and record some stuff.
I'm sure they're not going to rely on just one game. Don't they have like a series of different games, or?
I don't know. They've been working on this one game for 15 years or so now. So
what?
Yeah, they don't just pump out games like every month. They put a lot of work into these. Oh yeah, these games.
This game is.
But the good thing is the networking aspect. Once you now have a foundation, you've done it, now your name could get passed around the hat, and there's other companies doing the same thing.
Right.
Except instead of Prague, he'll have to go back to Tennessee. Another company, or maybe worse,
he might have to come to New Jersey or New York,
Yeah.
God forbid.
That's when he'll be like, "Now I'll do everything remote." That's cool.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the beauty.
That is a possibility too. I mean, once you have a nice professional setup at home, correct?
Yeah, right. I do. Yeah,
voiceover booth, the whole thing. Yeah. So you could really, in essence, lay down tracks and do voice work and send files to a certain degree as well.
That's the bulk of what I do.
Yeah,
I've been to the studio for recording for Stalker 2 at GSC Game World. I've been there in Prague. I went to another studio in Prague to record for some animation. But most of what I do into this mic here, sitting in this chair.
Yep.
Okay.
And because I'm not just got the musical background, but the experience of recording in studios, I'm also an audio engineer. So I've got the know-how to record, edit, render, put everything exactly how they want it.
Sure.
Sync it all to the video and all this. I can just send them one file and say, put that on your video, and it'll work perfectly. Yep. And that's basically most of what I do.
And that becomes insanely desirable to people looking to hire. as opposed to them having to do all this. I mean, if you're saving them the legwork, that makes you desirable. Do you use different software? Do you use Pro Tools for what you're doing, or do you use different software for the voiceover?
For the voiceover, I use Reaper.
Okay.
It just works best for me. It's insanely customizable, and I have it set up absolutely perfectly. So I can just open Reaper and everything is there. I can be recording within seconds. And my workflow in Reaper is such that I can record and I hit 2 buttons and it's all rendered and ready to go.
So you got it down to a science. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And plus in Reaper, I can also sync to video as well because it uses video and audio. So I can do everything.
So what do you think about AI taking over a lot of, I have to hear your thought on it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that AI is not going anywhere. I think it's here to stay and it's something we have to live with. But I use AI, but I use it as a tool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
do too.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk in the voiceover industry about AI voices and the fact that they are cheaper, sometimes free, it's instant, there's no worries about studio quality, the quality is always going to be perfect, but there's no human element there.
I was thinking the same thing.
The problem is that a lot of people now, they're like, I can make money by doing AI voices and, I can just do videos and put AI voices on it. And I'm like, but I discovered this on an audio guide that AI voices are okay for example, a TikTok video. If it's there for a minute and a half, something like that, that's fine. But you listen to it for half an hour and it really does become very, very grates on your brain. Humans have this amazing ability to recognize humans, whether that's the voice or the face or the movement or whatever. And it's very easy to spot an AI voice. Yeah. Especially after some time. And everybody can do it. It's a really strange thing that humans are able to do. And
I can pin them out pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just incredibly obvious.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. It's a fantastic tool, but that's about all I see out of it.
I think from the point of view of taking my job, as it were, as a voiceover artist, if a company wants to get a very, very cheap AI voice, then they were never going to come to me anyway. Yeah. Because they don't want quality. They don't want the acting behind the voice, because even in corporate narration, they're still acting.
Right. I was thinking about the quality myself.
They just want
You're not going to get it.
Just fast and cheap. And I don't do fast and cheap. I do, but it's fast and cheap and really good.
Wait, what did my professor say? Good isn't always cheap and cheap isn't always good.
No.
Yeah. It's true.
Good enough is not good enough.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, but, it's every bit true.
I like to hear what voiceover people feel about it, because it seems like they feel that they're the ones being targeted, but I don't really see them being targeted. There's so much that you can target with, or people could target with AI. And like you said, I use it myself as a tool when I'm doing, my social media. And I put it and throw in a number of things, because you've got to give it something. And it comes up with some beautiful words for me and phrases and stuff like that. And I love it. I just think it's great. Yeah. But there's nothing more that I would do with it. That's about as much as I would do with it, myself. I
think the main problem for voiceover artists now and voice actors is their voice is being stolen and used for AI training, or actually used like their voice, because you can take now a very, very short sample of a voice and then you can create an AI generated voice from that. And that is a problem. If somebody hears or listens to one of my recordings on TikTok, say, and they take that minute and a half of video, take the voice off it, and then they can use that and create an AI voice, which is not me, but sounds like me.
Yeah. And that's just basically balls up theft,
Yeah.
But you have to prove that that's your voice, though. Because they could say, well, geez, there's 100 other people that sound like this. So why do you think it's you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, this is the wonderful thing is that
scary.
every voice is unique.
Oh, okay.
Some people sound similar to each other.
Mhm.
Impressionists can make, they can do impressions of people and sound like other people. But in reality, every voice is unique. And that's the beauty of voiceover.
Well, I would think just like handwriting, they could identify a voice just like they could identify handwriting, or they could,
okay. So I'm unique.
There's got to be.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, yeah. You're very unique, Lynn.
I'm unique.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
There's only one
that.
you.
Yeah, well, God help the world that there was more than me.
But I could see how that could become a massive, massive issue.
Yeah.
For that, not just that industry, but any type of industry that's similar, where they start just yanking stuff and reproducing it, and
that's
then it's on you to have to chase them down and go after them and go through the motions, and that's not everybody has the wherewithal to do that.
I think a lot of the problems with AI, it's an ethical question more than anything else.
Right.
It's similar to having AI images or AI video, because the AI can only produce a picture because it has looked through its archives at what other pictures are and copied those. So the big question ethically is that an original picture, or is it just plagiarism and copying somebody else?
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. So you're right.
And of course, AI will only do what AI is trained to do.
Or asked to do.
Somebody somewhere is training it to do it.
Yes.
Yep.
Huh. Okay.
Very interesting subject, but
it is.
I could see how that would be a little. That's got to be something you have to keep your eye on. And
yes, it's something that's going on now,
moving forward.
In the future.
How that progresses and what direction it goes in, and what they put in place to counteract that.
Oh, they'll find something. They always do.
Yeah, right. It's like a forever game of chess, but.
So, Richard, I have to ask you really quick. How did you come up with Hat Day? Where did that all come from? I love Hat Day.
It was simply because I have a lot of hats. I have a hat collection. I mean, I have enough hats to do Hat Day, I think, for the rest of the year.
Okay.
And I can do a different hat every day. And it was originally just a marketing thing where I did a video where I said, as a voice actor, I have to wear a lot of hats, metaphorically speaking. So, I'm an audio engineer. I'm an actor. I'm the finance guy. I'm the CEO. and all these different hats I have to wear. And then I did a video of me sitting and like all the hats change.
Yeah.
So it was very quick. Like every 3-4 frames, I think it was a different hat.
A different hat.
It was just all the different hats. And I put that on LinkedIn, and I thought maybe I will show you one of these hats next week. And it happened to be a Wednesday. And I just happened to begin with, it's Wednesday, it's Hat Day, this is my hat. And I thought,
I loved it. I loved it. The first time I saw you on LinkedIn, and I just loved it. I thought, like, this guy's crazy. I love this. Yeah. And then I just started like going back and forth every time I would see you. But
it's Wednesday.
So I'm going to ask him to come on my show.
This was today's hat.
I like that one.
That's great. Do you have people sending you hats?
No, but I would be happy if they did.
You got to send Richard
He's open
hats.
for business, yes.
Oh, everybody send Richard hats. If you have any hats.
Send me hats and I'll do your Hat Day with your hat, yeah.
Absolutely. You got to have a cheesehead hat.
Cool. I've heard of those, yeah.
Yeah. That's for Green Bay.
Crazy Americans and their cheesy heads.
Crazy Americans.
I know. I was in Cancun, and we were coming from the airport. We were on the bus with a whole group of ladies, and they were laughing. I started talking to them. Where are you from? And I'm like, oh my God, you're cheeseheads. And we started laughing and having so much fun. We kept running into them, and then coming back to the airport, they were on the bus again. Oh my God, we had so much fun with them when we interacted and saw them. But yeah, they were cheeseheads. It's funny.
God,
Crazy American
that's
people.
what you
I
have to
know.
do. You have to send Richard a cheesehead for Christmas.
Yes. And where are all these people going to find you, Richard?
Anywhere on social media, I am Richard Savage Voice everywhere. So on
Nice and easy.
I'm not on Twitter or X. I left X a few months ago, but I'm
Okay.
everywhere else. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. Everywhere it's Richard Savage Voice, or you can go to my website at richardsavagevoice.com.
Nice
There
and easy.
you go. Richard,
Everything
it's
you
been
need
a
is there.
pleasure to have you on. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you said yes. I'm so happy you came
It's
on the
been
show.
a pleasure talking to you both.
And I'll be
Thank you.
watching you. I'm sure we'll interact on LinkedIn,
Absolutely.
and I'll watch you on TikTok and stuff too. And it's just he's so funny, Eddie. You have to see some of the stuff he puts on LinkedIn. It's really great. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we are funnyminds.com, and we're so happy that you spent this episode with us. And if you go on funnyminds.com, you will see a big purple heart, and there's two organizations that we really are very fond of, and that's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and breast cancer. So,
Fantastic.
donating to these two organizations is very, very important. And if you want to go on and donate through Funny Minds, you can. If not,
Donate, people.
Yes, donate. And we have merch. I put out my QR code. You have merch too. Everybody's got merch. And
Richard has hats.
yes, drink tea, voiceover repeat. That's cute. I like that.
It's true though.
It is. But we have more
tea
than
all day, gallons of
mugs.
Love it. Pomegranate herbal green tea.
Yeah,
So
right.
good.
I'm
So
just a
English
green
tea, black
girl.
tea with milk, sir. Black tea with milk. It's the only way.
Oh, you did the
green
proper tea.
Green tea. And we are really pushing YouTube on social media. YouTube for Funny Minds on YouTube. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to YouTube and to Funny Minds. We would really, really appreciate it. We thank you very much for it. And Richard, thank you so much. You are incredible. I love your
Thank you.
voice. And I
Too
wish
kind.
so much for you, and I will see you again on LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
And we will have our little banter back and forth from time to time. And it was great.
Richard, now you can say I got this crazy mum over in America.
Yes,
Look at this crazy purple hair American lady after me.
My mum. I spent years touring with a guy from Wales. That's why I was busting your chops about Welsh.
Okay.
Because I was in a Queen tribute band, and my singer,
fantastic.
Freddie Mercury, was from Wales, and so we used to call him the sheep shagger. Oh, he's you know how it goes.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's funny.
He's a shite.
That's funny.
But thank you so much for being on, Richard.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Richard.
you for asking
really,
me to be
really
on. It's been
appreciate
Get
great.
back
it.
here to America. Just skip Tennessee.
Yeah.
Skip Tennessee.
I've been there. I don't need to go back.
It's Hollywood. You can't unsee that. That's the problem.
You can't unsee Dollywood.
Well, to
And I
all of our
literally have the
fans
t-shirt
and
to prove
everybody out there, laughter is the best medicine. That's what I always say. So let's have a laughable year and a fun year and a wonderful 2025. And Richard, again, I thank you. And we have to say goodbye. And I will talk to you soon.
Richard, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Be well. Be safe out there in Czechland.
No. Bye-bye now.